The project that I pulled out of the bowl yesterday, out of this bowl with projects for Mass Make March 2026, is mini envelope clusters. This is so much fun. This is an easy, quick, well, it can be as quick as you want, but it's easy and simple, and it is fantastic. Hi everyone, my name is Mary Lou, and this is Create Junk Journals with Mary Lou. So we've had a discussion in the last few days about my stash of vintage material. And I am destashing a little bit. I need to get rid of some of it, and I'm actually going to list it in my Etsy shop, especially the newspapers. I don't know what to do with it anymore. I am reaching the end of, oh, I can do this project and I can do that project. So I have 8 bundles of royalty vintage newspaper material that I am going to list in my Etsy shop within the next week. So yeah, that's, I still have lots left after that, so no worries. There's like, I will always have stuff, vintage stuff that I can work with. But today I want to make mini envelopes out of this vintage material. And you may ask, what are mini envelopes? Well, look at these. Aren't these fantastic? So I have them made out of old newspaper, old music paper, or vintage music paper. Then this is just regular onion dyed paper. I found a little piece and I was like, man, I can use that too. Newspaper, like all this stuff. How wonderful is that? And then we're going to turn it into decorations for junk journals. So let's start cutting this up so that it is ready to go. And what I'm going to need is I'm going to need 4 different sizes of strips of paper. I have some that I've already cut here. So the first strip that I'm going to cut is 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to measure a strip of 2.5 inches and cut it. It is like very, very simple. And you can also rip it, of course, with your ruler. Then the next strip that I'm cutting is 2 inches. Then I am cutting a strip of 1.5 inch. I'm going about 1/2 inch smaller every time. 1.5 inch, and then a strip of 1 inch, just so that we get some really cutesy itty bitty mini envelopes. And then how much do I have left here that I can cut? Do I have enough for 1.5? Oh yeah, I may get another strip of 1.5. I just try not to waste any of the vintage paper because, you know, why would I do that? That would be silly. So it's okay. Like it doesn't have to be perfect paper, but it just needs to be paper. So I have a strip of newspaper here, and I'm just going to measure and see where it's at. It is roughly 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take it on the straight side there so that I can cut it straight. And it is very easy to cut with my new blade. I am so happy. And then I have another strip of another piece of newsprint. So I'm just going to cut this, give it a straight edge. because that just makes more sense. And then I'm going back to 2.5, 2, and I just kind of repeat the same process every time so that I have different sizes from each different type of paper. So here there was only enough for 1-inch strip. Okay, this one I'm going to have to cut in half because it is too big for my cutter. So I'll cut it to 6 inches. And then I'm just going to put it down and start over again, 2.5. Whoa, that did not go well. It's okay. Let's try that again. 2 inches. I was a little too rough there. 1.5. And again, it's not always the easiest paper to work with. But, you know, it makes beautiful material. So sometimes when you're working with vintage, you just have to figure out how you place your blade on the paper. How big is this? 1.5, another 1.5, sure. Ooh. Nope, doesn't want to be cut. Have lots of strips here now. So I think I'm okay now. I can put my cutter away. And I have all the strips of paper, and all I'm going to need is my glue. So now I have in front of me my vintage photo ink and my Aleene's tacky glue. I also have scorched timber ink in front of me, and I do want to try and see if maybe I want to like use both. Okay, so let me make the first set. I'm going to keep the strips all whole, and I'm going to kind of like make a little fold here where the center is, and then I am folding over. I'm going to zoom in so you can really see my fingers. There we go. So then I'm folding this over to the fold line so that I have the center, and I am making the flap for an envelope, just like that. Then I am folding this over and I'm giving it just a little touch on the sides, and just like that, so that there's a little straight edge there. Then I'm folding it over again, and I'm making sure that the edge of the flap does not touch the bottom. There we go. Then I'll fold it back so that it is just underneath right there. And I tear it off. And I have one cutesy little envelope. Then I'm just going to show you how to do a couple, and then we'll do a good mass make. I'll show you how I do that. So then I close these flaps down, where I seal them with glue. I put glue on this piece, like that. Fold it back over, like so. Then I'm going to take some distress ink, and I am going to ink the flap. And there we go. And then I am going to put some glue on the inside of the flap again. Fold it over, and ta-da, we have a beautiful faux little envelope. Let me show you that again, because I think I may have not been in view. So we're going to fold this over so that there's a little bit of a notch on the center, in the center of the strip. And I am folding this each side together so that it turns into an envelope flap. Then I'm folding this back over so that it is kind of giving the little straight edges right here. And then I'm folding it over again, making sure that the point of the flap does not touch this fold. There we go. Then I'm folding it back and going like that. I want it to be just shy of that, the fold above it. And then I'll open it up. And there's another one. So then I am gluing these flaps shut. Gluing this shut. Like that. And we grab the ink around the flap, close it up, ink around all the edges. And how beautiful is that? Put some glue on here to seal it up. And there's another one. So you see, super easy. So now let's try that in a mass make. So I'm going to close my ink up, move it out of the way for a moment. I'll move these two out of the way. And I'm going to take my paper upside down. If I take my paper upside down, then it is in the right direction when I'm making the envelope. So again, I am folding this in half. And this is a teeny tiny little one. Do they have to be perfect? No, it is really difficult to get this to be perfect, honest. I am just not, maybe I am just not precise enough. But by the time it's all folded together, it doesn't really matter. You can't really see it anymore. So we'll do it again. Fold this in half and just pinch it, just right there. Like I'm not really like giving it a good fold. I am just giving it a little pinch at the top to give me the center. There we go. Fold this over and fold it over again. Fold it back. So like out of the strips that are 2.5 inches wide, you don't get as many as what you get out of the strips that are 1 inch wide, because they're the same length. You're just making them a little smaller. So I'll do one more because I can get one more out of here. So fold it in half. Move this to the center. Oh, it doesn't want to cooperate. My fingers aren't doing what I want them to do. Okay, the next one. there. Fold this over. And then over again. And they're all going to be just slightly different, because I'm not measuring. The only measurement I did was the how wide I want the strips. So there we go, I have 3. So that's, I just fold them all and then I glue them all. Glue. I don't want to spend a lot of time showing you how to fold these because it is a very, oh, whoops. Let me just ink that quickly, because I did that. I got a little too eager on the glue. 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 And then ink. And the magazine pages are wonderful, like same with newspaper pages, because they don't always have writing all the way to the ends, and you get different fonts and different sizes. That just makes it so much fun to work with, because you get super fun designs in the background of your envelope. And in this one, I can just ink. So there we go. I have 3, 4, 5, and I'll fold these after, but I made a big pile already with the magic of preparation. Now I want to turn them into clusters. So I'm going to take one of the big ones. Let's do that one. And then I'm taking a small one of these, and I'm kind of like laying it on the side where you can still see the envelope flap. And then I'm taking an even smaller one and putting it just like that. And I'm holding on to it. And while I'm holding it, I am putting some glue under there, just so that they are stuck in place. And then I'll seal them up properly, so that there we go. And what would you use that for? Well, let me grab my handy dandy 1950s retro reverie journal. And let me grab a page here, so I can put them like that. And then it's a little tuck spot. Or I can put them up as a decoration, just like that. So you can use, like, they're pretty versatile. You can also turn them into hidden paper clips, right? I can put another one on the back, and then grab another one of these. Another one of these, and I'm just making them kind of so that they're even. And then a little mini envelope like that. And then if you put a little piece of paper in between, then you've got yourself a paper clip. But that's not what I'm doing today. I am making clusters. So I have here a book, a little book with postage stamps. And I figured postage stamps would be wonderful to use with with envelopes. These are, of course, way too big, but I have lots of itty bitty ones. And I have them from all over the world, definitely all over Europe. And I've had these for such a long time. There, I have a whole bunch of stamps. Let's see if I have a couple more colorful ones right here. Let's grab it. Blue and reddish one. One of these greens. Blue. So now it's just a question of color for me. That green. Do I hoard them? A little bit. I do. Okay. So I have a whole bunch of stamps. And where did I put the cluster I just made? Oh, right here. So I can take, for example, this stamp and put it right on there. Or if I fold this in half, or not even half, I'm just going to fold it so that it has like a bit of an angle, like that. And then I'm just going to cut that right off. And then I can put this on there, and then you get a little bit of color in there as well. Now, if you don't have vintage material, you can, of course, take a sheet of paper and just stamp all over it. Or you can just take like a brand new newspaper or a brand new magazine. That all works. I'm just one of the very lucky ones to have a plethora of vintage material. Do I want to put this one? I can put it out right there. Can't I? I think so. I'm just going to cut a little strip right off. And I'm not inking around vintage postage stamps. I'm sorry, not happening. Whoops. There we go. I like that. Let me make another cluster like that. So I'm grabbing a large envelope and I'm grabbing a piece of music paper envelope. Let's make a big one. Just go like that. And then I have a piece of, this is pattern instruction. I don't want it. And then music paper in a smaller size. Like that. And then I have a littler one even to put right there. When it comes to 4, it is hard to juggle them. So then I just pick them up and put them down. Making sure that everything is sealed on the edges. That. Take. This one was going kind of like that. so. And then we have the itty bitty one, and I can put glue all over it. And there we go. There is another one. So I like that it has the different designs. So it's like the regular paper and then the newspaper and the music paper, and like, yeah, I use like all kinds of different things. So now I've got this little label, and I know I have way more than that. And I can put that, I'm going to ink it because it is just too clean and too pretty. Let's see if I can get it to look nice and old. Yep. So let's cut a little piece off of it and put it right there. But I do want some postage stamp as well. So maybe I can put that like that. Oh yeah. So I plan it, I look at it, I try different things, and then I just stick it down. So like you can decorate it as crazy as you want. I don't want to go overly crazy. I like them just like that, actually. I am funny that way. I like, there's some times where I am all over decorating them, and then there's other times where I'm like, I just want simple. Okay, so I have two pretty ones. Now I want to try something a little different. I have some lace here. Okay, I have some lace, and I want to make a girly one. Let's make a girly one. So let's take a plain one for the bottom, and I'm going to put glue along the edges. And then just place the lace in there. So this is really just gluing lace to the back of the envelope, just on the edges. And I just want to make it girly girly. Like that. And then I am taking another envelope and I'm going to put it on there like that. put a stamp on there as well. Let's find something pretty. Did I have that dark blue one already? Yeah. Let's do that color. There. And then I'm grabbing another one, but I want it to be, and I'm just going to put it right over here. But I can use a little bit of cheesecloth because I have it right here. Let me just ink it up a bit. There we go. Rubbing it all over each other so that it's a little colored. And then I'm just opening it up, cutting a piece off, smaller piece off. Okay. Taking the envelope and putting this right on there. Putting glue behind it. Oh, come on. Come on, cheesecloth. You want to be used. Come on. And then I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on there. Being fairly careful because I don't want to make a big mess. And I'm putting this, oops. Now it's stuck to my fingers. So there goes all my intentions of not making a big mess. Right out the window. Right there. And then I'm taking, do I want a super little one? No, I want this one. Right there in the center. So you just like layer them and put them together and see how they fit. Just like that. And how pretty is that? So now it's a little bit more of a frilly letter cluster. What else can I do? I have some fabrics here too. Oh, you know, I have somewhere in my stash, I have postage stamp fabric. I don't think I can find it so quickly, but let's make a pink one with some Tim Holtz fabric. And this is tickets. So I'm just going to take a little strip of it. And this material is wonderful. It frays beautifully. Let's take a strip about that big. Wonderful. So then I am taking a large, let's make a little one. So I'm just going to put this like that on that. And then that one. Will this work? Yeah, it will. I want it a little bit more even. This would work. So I'll just put a little glue on here. Like that. Stick it down. And then I'm going to put glue on the back of the envelope. And stick it onto the fabric. And then I can just make the fabric sit a little straighter. I think I like that better, yeah. And I'm just putting the Alien Tacky glue, holds fabric as well, so I don't have to switch to a different fabric or to a different glue for this. And I'm just putting this right over top, like that. And that one is pretty as well. Very different though, like, and they're all going to be different. So now, do I have a little pink stamp? I know I have a pink stamp. No, I don't like that one on there. Maybe this one. That one would look good. Where do I want it? Probably right there. So cut. Right along there. And then I can just put glue behind it. So I think I want to make a couple more of the simple ones because I like using them, and then I can dress them up when I am ready to put them in a journal. So I'm just picking them up like that. Oh, wait. Don't want to go like that. Let's go like that. That works for me. And then I have these little pieces, and I'm just going to use this up. I may as well just use up what I have here so that I'm not wasting anything. Oh, I don't have a lime green one. I have a white one though that I can probably make. I can probably ink that up a bit so that it's not so white. Put some glue on there. Just enough that it will hold this down. Pretty little bow. So I'm just playing here. I think I'll do this one and then I may just call it a day. This was a super easy, simple project, and I don't want to go all the way overboard. I am just like, I might just make some here on my own. I want it on the other side. Yeah. And I'm actually going to put it right there. I am not cutting it off. I am just going to put it there. And then this is music paper already, so I need to find something different, like this. And take another one, put it right there. Too much glue is something. There, super simple, but so pretty. One more. If you like seeing these types of projects, simple, easy, quick, yeah, I try to make lots of them, but it doesn't always turn out that way because I kind of have an eye that wants to go super elaborate all the time for whatever reason. But yeah, just make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, because then you'll get a notification when the next project or when the next video is released. And I'm in the middle of the 100-day project. Well, I'm actually like day 66, I believe. And yeah, we're having fun with it, aren't we? Just putting lots of glue in there so that it will go through the cheesecloth. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that one. This one is pretty. There we go. Okay, so I have a whole bunch left, I know. But I also have made a whole bunch. So I'm going to put these tiny little envelopes in my stash because I do use them for other projects as well. I also use these as page edges and different things. All right, here is what I have made. I think these are lovely, and I think I succeeded in another project for Mass Make March 2026. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mini envelope clusters that I can use in my junk journals. I want to thank you very much for watching today, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. We are in the middle of the 100-day project and only at the beginning of the of Mass Make March 2026. And I have to draw my project for tomorrow. Oh, what is it going to be? Oh, let's not shake the whole table. Okay, what is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be a 12 by 12 one sheet wonder. Okay. Confession time. So this is a challenge to myself. I don't do 12 by 12 one sheet wonders. I haven't done one yet. Not without guidance. So I'm going to have to do a little practicing and come up with something that is really cool to do. So make sure that you check out my video tomorrow, because, you know, who knows what it's going to be. I have no idea yet. For today, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. And leave me a comment. How would you use your the mini envelope clusters? Just let me know. Have a great rest of your Monday. Bye.